Let's refine it further. Let's refine it further.
We'll make it mad, we lead the way. In the reptile world, we're here to stay. Double clutch, where passion meets. From the start to the top, we can't be beat. Double clutch, with Mike and Matt. Double clutch, it's where it's at. Double clutch, we lead the pack. Double clutch, always on track. Double clutch with Mike and Matt. Double clutch, it's where it's at. Double clutch, we lead the pack. Double clutch, always on track.
Let's refine it further.
We Mike and Matt, lead the way.
Let's refine it further.
We're here to stay. Double clutch, we lead the pack. Double clutch, always on track. Double clutch, we lead the pack. Double clutch, always on track. Double clutch, with Mike and Matt. Double clutch, it's where it's at. Double clutch, we lead the pack. Double clutch, always on track.
Let's refine it further. Let's refine it further.
Always on track. We'll make it back. With the clutch, double clutch, we lead the pack. Double clutch, always on track. Double clutch, we lead the pack. Double clutch, always on track.
Yo, what up, everybody? It's your boy, man, Big E, man, coming at y'all, man. We got another video for y'all today, another live dropping for y'all today, man. It's gonna be exciting. Missing my counterpart, you know what I'm saying? Usually we got the screen divided in two. He out there in Daytona having a blast, you know. He probably on his way back home now because it's 8 o'clock there. So I know he's doing a one-day trip out there at Daytona. Checking that out. So if any of you guys out there in Daytona, you saw Mike, tell him he's late for work. He should have been here by now today. But yeah, so he taking a day off, but we still going to rock this thing, man. We got a killer guest coming in today, man. We just going to get to know him, check out, hear about what he got planned, what he's doing. He's doing educational stuff too. And you know I love the educational stuff about, you know, educating the people about the reptiles. So that part is near and dear to me, so I can't wait to hear his experiences with it, why he's even in that part of it, you know, versus just sticking with the ball python. So, yeah, we're going to get into a lot of stuff today, man, a whole lot of stuff. So it's just good to be here. I hope y'all having a wonderful day. I just got off of work showing a few houses, but hope y'all been having a good day, man. So it's going to be a good episode today. A little different, a little switch up from the double clutch, what we usually do, but we still gonna, you know what I'm saying, rep it hard and how we do. So gonna say what's up to a few people that's in here right now in the comments. See, we got a few in here right now. JNS Exotics is in here. What's up? James, how we doing, man? You know what I'm saying? Good to see you, man. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for coming through. We got Voodoo Doll Royals is in the building with us this evening. Thank y'all for coming through. Ballhead Balls is in the building. My man, the main man, appreciate you, bro, for coming through. We was just on the live the other day, chopping it up. Well, not the live, what you call it? Whatever, when you could talk to a bunch of people at the same time. Y'all know what I'm talking about. The stuff that came out when COVID hit, and now you got to talk on video. But we was all on there chopping it up for our bi-weekly Tuesday, you know, get together at 6 p.m., which is a part of the Double Clutch crew. You get to chop it up with all of us, and we all come in, you know, share thoughts, talk about life and whatever's going on. Who else we got in there? We got Jamie repping the Herp Collectors Network tag on there. How you doing? I just had to hit her up earlier today because she got the feed supply for me right now because y'all know I'm low. She gave me some a few weeks ago. Got to re-up. I did get your message. I just haven't responded because I was getting ready to do this. But we're going to link. Got some little hides for her for her hog noses from the last show we just did over in Roseville, California, which was dope. Bosa is in the building. What's up, Bosa? That's my man right there, the king of support himself. He's always everywhere. Yes, Jamie, the Zoom. That's what we was on. The Zoom. I don't know why that word could not come to my brain. The Zoom. But yeah, before we bring our special guests out, we definitely going to get into talking about the Patreon and all that kind of stuff, man. We definitely want to give a shout out to our Patreon members and the Patreon and what's going on with that, with the Double Clutch Patreon. If you're not a member, you need to be a member because that's just what it is. That's the best Patreon that's out there. I might be a little bit biased, or I might be a lot of bit biased, but come on through. We meet up every other Tuesday, chill with each other. It's a family affair, talking business, talking reptiles, talking projects, talking about everything, talking about life, you know what I'm saying, or the market, or how it is doing, whatever it's doing, supporting each other in whatever way we can. Want to be a part of the Double Clutch Patreon? Join today. Go click the link. Also search us on the Patreon as well. Also, what comes in that Patreon, being a part of that, is the Husbandry.Pro membership. Husbandry.Pro is going to get you 60 days for free. And if you are a part of the membership, then you get 90 days for free. But use that promo code DC Squad 60 right there on the screen. That's going to get you 60 days free of Husbandry.Pro, tracking your animals, tracking everything from feeding to pooping to shedding to whatever it is, all different types of animals, lizards, colubrids, pythons, big and small. It doesn't matter. They have it over there at Husbandry.Pro to be able to do that. And also with the Double Clutch family, we are all a part of the Herp Collectors network. So you already know we got the weekly shows that are popping off. Chondro Corner on Mondays. We got that Retic Rundown, the Molt Grow House. We do have some changes coming. I know Mike's put it out 2 weeks ago that we got some changes coming to the lineup, but we'll update you guys with that once it happens. Of course, we got the Double Clutch on Saturdays and that Morph Map on Sundays as well. So tune in coming up on Monday with that Chondro Corner. Man, I just love the people that's in this group. Those that are holding down their shows, those that are sticking to it on the grind. It's hard being a host of a show. Trust me, I get it. So if you ain't never hosted a live, it's crazy. It's nerve-wracking. And there's a lot of preparation that goes into it, man. So like I said, man, it's good to see all y'all here. Again, if you just popping on with us, Mike ain't here with me today. He is over at Daytona. Hopefully he saw something cool. Hopefully he brought something back home, you know what I'm saying, for his projects. But I know he was just at Siri last week. And they had some cool stuff out there that they were sending me pictures of. A lot of nice hypo puzzle stuff out there at Barry Swoop's table. A lot of cool stuff. But, man, we're going to get into this without any further ado. I'm going to bring my man Chris onto the screen. Chris, what up, my man? Say what's up to the people.
What's up, man? Thanks for having me tonight.
Yeah, man. Hey, we appreciate you for coming on. You're in the group chat, so things happen, and Mike had to go make a run, and so we got to cover down. So I appreciate you coming through.
It's a great, great Patreon to be a part of. Great group of people in there for sure.
Yeah, for sure. Are you a part of other Patreons as well, too?
Yeah, I got a few others, and same thing. I try to choose the ones where you got a good group of people to bounce stuff off of and talk to, and get help when you need it. It's worth its weight in gold.
Yeah, for sure. I saw somebody just posted up in our group something about an Xanthic breeder male. I think it was like Het G-stripe or something that they're trying to move. And so if you're in the group and something goes up in there, you're gonna get that group price. So if you're looking for that Xanthic project, if you're in the group, definitely. But if you're not in the group, you're going to pay full price. Bottom line.
For sure.
But, man, introduce us to you, man. Introduce the people to you. For those that may not know you, man. Tell us, who you are, where you from. Give us a little bit about you.
So my name's Chris Ferenzi. I'm in Iowa now. I breed ball pythons and house snakes mainly. I'm from Chicago originally. I moved here about 10 years ago for work. And been about 5 years now of since I decided I wanted to start breeding reptiles, and started out with just a couple colubrids, and then realized I don't want a brewmate and moved back to ball pythons. Even though I said I didn't want to, my kids wanted one and I got it. And I had one when I was a kid, when I was like 10 years old, and I've had it for years. I've been keeping for like almost 30 years, different species of reptiles. So but about 5 years ago, decided I wanted to start breeding, and then had our first clutch about 4 years ago, and been pretty small. This year's going to be my biggest year with 10 clutches of ball pythons and probably 4 or 5 house snake clutches.
Excuse me. Nice, man. Nice. Okay, so you just now getting into it. What? So you've been keeping though, like having some kind of reptile all your life. This wasn't just a COVID bug hit you 4 years ago, and you like I want to get some reptiles.
Yeah, pretty much, man. Like when I lived in Chicago, I was commuting it was 50 miles one way to work where I
Okay.
was at. And my wife was working 50 miles the other direction. And I had a few corn snakes and a king snake. And this was like 2006, 2007. And I just you couldn't order the frozen, or if you could, I didn't know about it because we didn't have the YouTube like we do now where you get all this
Right.
information. So I ended up rehoming things because I just couldn't take good care of them. And then COVID, I've heard a lot of people with the same story. My daughter was home for school. She started watching Snake Discovery and came up to me. She goes, "Dad, can I get a snake for my birthday?" And my wife's like, "What did you put her up to?"
Right.
Yeah.
Oh,
And I'm like, I had nothing to do with this. So we got her a corn snake. We still got them. We use them for our educational shows. And yeah, it would stem from there. We got a milk snake, ended up moving into ball python, and then said I wasn't going to breed ball pythons, but here I am. So
yeah.
I just love it. It's so much fun, man.
Yeah, one of my first reptiles was well, it wasn't even, it was my brother's. He was the one that got the snake first. Got us in the snakes first when we was 7, 8, 9 years old. But he had got his homeboy had a ball python, and he showed it to us. My parents let my brother get a corn snake. And man, he had this corn snake for like 6, 7 years. It was huge, man. I don't like colubrids because they just move too fast. They just do too much for me. They're just real wiry. But we had that corn snake, man, and my brother at our high school, he was bringing it to, maybe it was biology class or some class anyway, for like a show and tell type deal. And my mom's brought it up there to the school to him. And we're in San Diego, California. We grew up in San Diego, California. This had to be the summertime, so it's anywhere 85, maybe 90 degrees on a hot day. She brings it up there, and I don't know if you've ever had like the margarine containers, like the huge margarine
Oh yeah,
containers, like the Crockett or whatever they call it.
country crock.
Yeah, country crock. There you go. Yeah, exactly.
The
The
big
big
old
country
brown
crock.
containers.
Bro, exactly. So that big old, that big container, right? So she puts it in there. He brings it, show and tell, da 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 da. He gives it back to her, and instead of taking it home, because she drove it, had air conditioning, so it was cool. She sticks it back in the car, and this snake just cooks in this country
Oh man.
container, man. Yeah, just cooks in there, man. It was awful, man. I felt sorry for my brother, man. But yeah, that was the
Yeah.
first snake we ever lost, man. My mom, yeah, she did us dirty with that. But yeah, the colubrids, I do like them. I mean, I don't like them as far as like they do move a little fast for me. They're just too wiry. But I have heard a lot of people who want to breed but don't, because they don't like the whole brim racing thing. And I heard you say that. Is that like a every year in order to get them to breed they got a beer mate, or is it just like they do it
to
if they
my
want?
to my understanding, I've heard a few people say they've been successful without doing it, but you got to get them down to like 50 degrees, not give them food all winter,
Oh
and
wow.
then slowly bring them out of it in the spring. Slowly warm up their temperature, and then start feeding them again, and that kind of triggers that biological switch to start breeding. So I don't know. It just seemed like I didn't want to be refrigerating my snakes all winter.
Yeah. And it's like a I feel like I mean a lot of colubrids are like that. Like I hear hog noses are like that. That they have to beer mate, but lizards are like that for sure. I've always had a tegu. I recently just got rid of my last tegu, but I always had a tegu, and I wanted to breed those, but then I heard that you had to beer mate them, right? And so I tried to about a year and a half ago. I put mine in the closet in the wintertime, and they went down, went to sleep. Female woke up fine. The male never woke up. Went in there, checked
Oh
on him.
man.
He was bloated, gas. You open up the container, just wanted to throw up, bloated and gassy. He was gone, man. Like he just died during. I don't know what happened. I didn't feed him. You know what I'm saying? I didn't feed him for like a month before I cooled him down. So he wouldn't be trying to digest anything. So it's it was weird. It was weird, man. So I guess ball pythons are easier in that way that they, you don't got to put them down, but you also got to feed them year round. So I kind of would like to have a break when I think about it sometimes of having to feed, but it just depends. So you got your daughter got you into it. You got the corn snake, and then where did it go from there?
We ended up getting a corn snake, a milk snake, and then ended up getting a ball python, and I fell in love with the ball python all over again. Just said, that I recall why I like them. They're just kind of that bigger bodied snake. They're not as flighty like you were saying with the colubrids. So
Yeah.
I think that kind of just made my decision for it. And I've got some other species. I got a blood python, female, Angolan python. I love the Angolans, but they're a lot like the balls, but different, But those things I'm hoping to do at some point to do like one clutch a year.
Got you. Okay. The one clutch for the Angolan.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
Maybe
now,
two.
Those
maybe
are
two.
the big black ones, right? Like Canova has. Is that what that is?
No, those are Bolins.
Those are Bolins.
Angolans are like, they look a lot like a ball python.
That's the one they'd be crossbreeding right now. That they
some people do. I think they call them angry balls or something like that when they crossbreed them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I've seen those then. Yeah. So
they're really cool. They're really cool. They grow slow. It's like mine's 2 years old and she's like a 300 gram ball. You know what I'm saying? Like they grow very slow, but they're cool, man. Like if I'm in there working, cleaning tubs and stuff, she's out there watching me, up in her branches and stuff, out cruising. They're not like a ball python where they just hide all day,
Right.
They're out and about. They're like interested in what's going on, and she's really cool. I like her a lot.
Yeah. A lot of people are I'm really starting to dig. I was really against it. I actually saw an angry ball when I went to what is that? Where did I go to? Chicago. When I went to Chicago to Tinley for the first time.
Okay.
And right when it had opened back up after COVID, and I saw those for the first time. And I am more of a purist type. Like even when it comes to dogs, like I like pure breeds, things like that. Like my wife likes mutts. She liked them dogs, whatever. But I like pure breed stuff. Like even when it comes to snakes, like I don't really like. I even consider like the Krypton a mutt. Like it's like a clown and a cryptic. You know what I'm saying? Like I much prefer my clowns and my cryptics alone. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I saw the angry ball, and I'm impressed with them and what people are doing with them now. With those and the I believe Keysdom I can't remember the guy's name, but Keysdom had somebody on Hair Down Fridays yesterday showing off the burn balls that he made. They were like hypo head clown burn balls, or pastel hypo head clown burn balls. Like they were ridiculously nice, man.
I think I saw those on Instagram. I saw those on Instagram. They're cool looking.
I'm
more of the purist like you as well. Like I don't have any intention of crossing them. I'm hoping to get honestly grab a male here at Tinley, and then once she's of age, ready, start breeding her once every year, every other year.
Nice. Okay. Oh, shout out to Chris said, nice shirt. Yeah, thank you, Chris.
Yeah.
I'm actually on that shirt. I was a part of that. I appreciate him for even letting me be on there as well. That's a dope shirt, man.
Operations Needs Not Words.
Yeah, man. That's a dope shirt. What he did.
Jay and gang are doing great things with that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, man. What he did for the veterans with that movement was great. I definitely appreciate that as a veteran, for
Yeah.
sure. I like Chris, man. Chris is a good dude. Chris is he's funny. I like to call him an acquired taste. You know what I'm saying? Like I love the dude though. Like I love watching his stuff. I just like it.
He's one of the good ones in the hobby for sure. Like
Oh yeah.
you know, you see the show, you might think, "Whoa,
Yeah.
this guy," but he's one of the nicest guys you'll ever meet.
Oh yeah, for sure, man. He's a stand-up guy for sure. So
Yeah.
let's get back to these ball pythons. So where are you at right now with the ball pythons? You're I know you told me earlier you're in your 4th year. Is this your
Yeah,
4th year of breeding or 4th year of keeping?
4th year of breeding.
Okay.
So I kind of got started unexpectedly. So we you know, I got antsy in the beginning, and I ended up picking up a few adult females.
Okay.
And I started with like het pied females, and I had a piebald male I was going to breed to them. I got one that came in like within 7 days, she laid eggs for me after I got her off Morph Market. So
Yeah.
that was my first clutch, you know, so
Right.
kind of, I'm counting it. And I incubated it successfully. We got all 4 babies out of there. So I'm counting it. And then the next year we bred again. And it didn't go as well. I think I bred 4 females and I only got 1 clutch out of them. And the one I got though, we got our first visual sunset, and he turned out to be a het clown. And then I've got probably 2 or 3.
He turned out like you didn't know he had potential of being
No,
a clown at all?
so it was a double het clown sunset male to a het sunset female. It was a het to het pairing, and I got the visual with the het clown in it. So I was pretty happy about that. And then I've since got.
Let me ask you real quick before you go on. How much? Because that's one of those pairings that people would shy away from nowadays because everybody wants the visual or the visual het. You know what I'm saying? And have to pay an arm and a leg to get into the project. But you went the complete opposite way. Went a double het to a single het and got a visual het. What was that? The price of those 2 animals versus the value of the animal that you made at the time you made it?
So I want to say I paid about $800 for the female, just a het sunset, you know, or she was a super pastel het sunset. And then the male was like $400. I picked him up at Tinley from Brock Wagner, and grew them up and paired them together and got lucky. So now I just had another clutch, very similar, same male, another het sunset female that I paired this year, and she laid 4 eggs. It was her first clutch, and I got 0 sunsets out of it. So I got you know, so. Yeah, I got lucky that first year.
Yeah, it happens, man. I had one of my I don't know if you saw it, but that bongo clown combo that I posted on Instagram, it was an 11 egg clutch, and I lost 5 of the eggs due to the fact that I decided that I was going to experiment with putting my eggs directly on the pearl light instead of using the easy hatch trays, because I kept having females that were laying 10 to 12, 13 eggs. And I'm like, I can't fit all the eggs in here. So I started she laid 11 eggs. So I was like, forget it. I'm not even using the easy hatch. And somebody told me 1-to-1 ratio for water or for the perlite. I thought it was 1-to-1 water per ratio of so I picked up a whole scoop of perlite and an even scoop of water and mix them together when it's really, you're supposed to go by grams, not the volume. So I basically, I drowned 5 eggs like within 2 weeks. I'm glad I checked on them because the other ones started to go bad too, but I was able to save those and got 1 clown out of the 6 eggs. But I'm sure there was some more clown combos in there that I drowned in those other 5 eggs, man. So
that's unfortunate.
Yeah, it happens.
You learn though. I mean, that's how we learn.
Oh yeah. Yeah, but the last few clutches that I've hatched have been completely successful just on the perlite, and I like it. So it gives me more room to be able to maneuver my eggs in there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I was using perlite to begin with, and I tried those Orbeez starting last year. So I've been doing that, And then I tried that for my house snakes, but they seem to be drying out more. So I do the house snakes now right on the perlite, and then this the ball pythons I put out easy hatch trays like you were talking with the
Right.
Orbeez underneath.
Orbeez. Yeah. Yeah. I've done the Orbeez too. And I like the Orbeez. I don't know why I went away from the I guess, yeah, I don't know. I do know because before I ordered the Orbeez, I bought a 50-pound bag of perlite. And so I'm like, I'm not about to let this bag go to waste. So I need to figure out how to use this. Because I've done easy hatch trays right on top of water. I've done Orbeez with the easy hatch tray, and now this. So yeah, man, whatever works, man. They all work as long as you're doing it right. Man.
I was doing them on water too, like you said, but I got worried with the house snakes because they're so small they can fit in between the easy hatch trays. I'm like, these things are going to go in there and drown.
Yeah.
That's why I started doing the Orbeez, and now it doesn't even work for the house snakes. So
right. So okay. So where else are you at with your ball? So this year you're expected to have 10 clutches this year?
Yeah, I'm hoping. Yeah, about 10, at least 10. I got a few females that are like just at that a little over 2-year mark, and they're of weight, and it looks like they're starting to build follicles. So I've been ultrasounding like once every 2 to 3 weeks, and then I had a couple reabsorb that I'm keeping an eye on because I've heard from a few people if they do reabsorb, they can bounce back and still give you a clutch here in the next 6 months. So I'm keeping an eye on them. I've got one that I think might. She got back on food quick, and she's slamming food right now. So hoping she will.
Did I lose him? I think he froze. He might have froze.
And
there you go. Oh, you still frozen. Is he frozen on y'all end, or is that just my end?
Is that on my end or your end?
Okay, there we go. We good now.
You all good?
Yeah,
okay.
We good.
Yeah, I got a few cool clown clutches coming. I got one in the incubator, chocolate black pastel, yellow belly het clown to a red stripe Russo clown. And then a cypress OD leopard het clown to that same male, that red stripe Russo clown. So I'm looking for some cool stuff out of those. I really like that. Really like what I'm seeing out of Cypress. So I want to get that into Sunset for sure.
Yeah. That I really like. I have a Russo hypo. I think I'm at the pair a male to her because she hasn't eaten in like 3 months. But she's like 1,300 grams. I think I'm gonna pair some to her just to get her back on food. I've been trying to avoid that, but she's stalling out now, and I need her to go next year for me. But she's a Russo hypo head clown, and I was thinking the same route. Getting this Cypress. I have a Cypress boy that is Cypress hypo double head DG clown, and so try to get him into there. But I love what Cypress is doing, man. I should have. I got one more Cypress clutch coming this year. But yeah, it should be very interesting to see. And I love Russo. Russo is probably my favorite Bell complex animal. Or gene. I do love it. I like special too, but there's a lot of people in special, so I went the Russo route. And I've got a few animals now with Russo in it, and so I like what it's doing. Or the way it looks, because I haven't produced anything with it, but I have seen some stuff that's been produced with it. So hopefully this coming up season we'll have some nice Russo stuff.
That's kind of the same boat I'm in. I had this guy pairing last year, and the female he was paired to didn't go. So this will be my first year producing stuff with that Russo clown. So I'm looking forward to seeing him. I got him from BC's Balls, and I saw some of the stuff he was doing, and it was pretty good.
Yeah, he's he's one of those ones that got out, and I'm kind of mad that he got out, not for selfish reasons, because I love the stuff that he was making. Like his OD vanilla pied combos were just amazing to me. And man, he has some great stuff. And I saw him on Canova's video yesterday from the series show, and he's got some amazing hog noses now too. So big ups to him. Everybody change gears and do do what suits you. But yeah, he's one of those dudes I miss. I miss being in the hobby. I've talked to him a few times, like through messaging, when we were both in the same Patreon. But he's a good dude for sure. Stand up guy.
Yeah.
So with that, we're gonna take a break real quick. I'm gonna give Takara a chance to get the break, the ads ready. But we're gonna take a break real quick and jump into this, and then when we come back, we'll talk a little bit more about ball pythons. But I definitely want to know about your educational shows and how that stuff is going, and tell us what you're doing with all that stuff.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, cool. So we'll go ahead and cut to this commercial break, and we'll get back to y'all.
Cool.
Experience the epitome of elegance and excellence with Reagan Renee Rural Pythons. Working projects like DG Krypton and DG Clown, you can place your bets on quality and let Reagan Renee be your winning hand. Expect innovation and unmatched customer service with every interaction. Elevate your collection with the finest quality ball pythons. Visit them on Instagram and Morph Market. Discover the extraordinary at Reagan Renee Rural Pythons.
Step into a world where dreams take shape with Ozzy, a true leader in the reptile industry. Known for unparalleled customer service and a dedication to excellence, Ozzy sets the standard. His cutting-edge projects continue to inspire and push the boundaries of what's possible. Submerge yourself in a future full of possibilities. Join the journey, embrace the innovation, and above all, keep dreaming.
Big shout out to the sponsors. Charlie over there at Reagan Renee Reptiles, the 15 minutes of lame winner for 2025, right? This year, right? Yeah, 25. Yeah, the winner of that. And we got, I guess it would have been last year because they do the announcement at Christmas time. So yeah, 2024 winner of 15 minutes of lame by Chris Eaton's show and his contest. And then none other than the living legend, Ozzy Boids. Thank y'all for sure. Thank those sponsors. But man, so let's get back into this. So we got 10 clutches supposedly happening. What projects? I know you like Cypress, but what's your go-to project if you can't have another project? This is the project you're working. You could throw a double recessive in there with some cold doms.
I right now I'd say I'm looking at, I've tried to make Sunset Clowns. And I want to work like different codoms in there because I love what Sunset Clown is, but I think it just needs a little bit more, you know? Like I think if you threw something dark in with it and brought in some lace or Desert Ghost or Hypo and kind of got more contrast out of it, I think it could be really cool. So a lot of what I got is like some double head Sunset Clown or double recessive Sunset Clowns.
Nice. Yeah, I do. I don't have any Sunset, but if I was to do Sunset, it would have to have Hypo in it. That's the one that looks the best to me. And that project or involving Sunset is the Sunset Hypo. I am a fan of that project. It definitely keeps those rich tones in there. Doesn't make it, brown out like every other snake does. So that Hypo definitely it's A1 with that.
Those Sunset Ultramels are looking pretty nice too now, but
yeah. So I've seen them. I haven't seen them in person. I have seen all the hatchlings. I've seen the hatchlings that Steven from Leviathan and those guys him and his wife have over there, Steven and Courtney. And but then I just seen one. What was it? Maybe like 2-3 weeks ago from Gavin from Boss to You.
Okay.
On his video, so he has some Ultramel Sunsets that are adults, and it could have been my phone or the lighting or whatever, but to me it lost a lot and it looked like I thought it was a banana when he first pulled it
up. Really?
Yeah, so
yeah,
I want to see an adult in person. I
have not seen it as an adult. The only one I've seen in person was Justin from the Morph Jungle at Tinley, the last Tinley in March. I saw the one he had there.
Yeah, and that was a baby one, right? That was one of the first. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, I think he had just hatched it.
Yeah. I'm hoping it could have just been my eyes that day because I want that would be a dope project to see flourish. we already got Banana, and we already got the other one that looks like Banana, Rainbow.
Yeah.
Like Banana without the spots, and then we got the Mimic gene as well, which so I don't want another color palette like that. I'm
Yeah,
hoping,
absolutely.
and if anybody in here has seen them as an adult in person and different from what I do, let me know, because I would definitely love to know. So you got your ball pythons, we know you breed now. We'll come back to that, but you are doing educational shows and
Yes.
things like that. So those are dear to my heart. That's kind of how I even got my dream when I even got into the snakes, back into it, was always to educate people. And I lived it for a good 2 years. I was on the news here doing it locally. Man, I did 45 birthday parties last year, or events. Yeah. So every weekend we were booked up doing 1 or 2 shows, man. And it was amazing being able to experience that and give people that experience of holding a big old 8-9 foot berm, or my 4-foot Cayman lizard, or Argentine tegu, whatever. So that was the experience for me, and I loved it. I don't have any of mine now, or those animals anymore, because of the real estate. It takes up my weekends. So I didn't do it. But what got you into wanting to do the educational part? Because ball pythons are easy. They're easy compared to doing that. Cleaning lizard poop every day is disgusting. You know what I'm saying? Feeding them every day. So what made you want to do this part of the hobby?
Just to educate people. And I mean, it's another thing we can do where I can, keep some other species and kind of justify it taking up some space in my reptile room too. So, but it's fun, man. We do probably like 5-6 library shows a year at local libraries on the weekend or on holidays.
Yeah.
And then there's a lot of summer school stuff at the local school district that I'll do during the summer, going around to the different schools here in Cedar Rapids, Iowa, and surrounding cities and stuff. So I'm a little limited during the year because I work full time, 9 to 5 on Monday through Friday. So a lot of the time I'm taking vacation days to go do it. So it's not as much as I would like to do, but we're doing what we can,
Yeah. And that just shows, though, to me, when you say that, just the love for it and expanding the hobby and expanding the next generation. Because even when I was doing them, we would, go to schools and stuff like that during the school year. And I'm not even going into work. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to the school to do it. And it's like my wife couldn't take off work, so I'm doing it by myself. And so it was, man, it's a sacrifice. You know what I'm saying? But it is. Mm-hmm. I wish there were more like Brian Gundy's out there. You know what I'm saying? That people were. There is going to be a point when I'm settled in this real estate stuff, and I'm thinking over the next 6 months, I'm going to be like, okay, time to get my collection back, like to have some show animals, because it's needed, man. Like you have to do. I have people call me every day of this summer talking about, hey, do you still do birthday parties? You know what I'm saying? We want a birthday party, and I have to push them off to the lady who I sold everything to. So
it's awesome seeing kids, they'll come in and they're fascinated but scared, and the first time you get them to touch, so we'll bring like a shed, a big shed, and they won't touch the snake. It's like, well, here, feel this, feel the, and then you kind of work them into it, and before you know it, they're at the end of the show, like, can I put it around my neck? And
it cracks me up because it's always the parents that are afraid. They'll sit back in the back. The kids are up there, man, I have to tell kids all the time, I'm like, hey, I don't believe any of my snakes or lizards are going to bite you, but don't put your hands on their face. And they just be trying to grab all over their faces and stuff. It's like, oh gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's wild, man. So I don't know, did I ask you, so the reason you started doing it was just simply because you wanted to educate more people on it?
Yeah, I mean, it was something that I could do with my daughters. My 2 daughters help me out with it. So they'll come, especially in the summer when they're out of school, they'll come to those summer school shows and they'll walk around and show the animals to kids with me. And I do most of the talking about them because they're not comfortable talking yet. But
Yeah,
we'll go in and they'll show the animals, and they love doing it too. So, and they're
that's
7
awesome.
and 12. So, and I think too, like they see younger kids, like my daughter's holding them, and it kind of warms these kids up to the animals too. Like, oh, okay, that kid's my age, and she's
Yeah,
not afraid. So, yeah,
yeah.
so it's a lot of fun being able to do that with them.
Yeah, man, and that to me is like the biggest part. That was one of the things I loved about it, was doing it with my family. Like we would go to a birthday party, and my wife would be like, "Stop planning my weekends," but I'd be like, "No, everybody." We putting all the animals in the car and all the kids. You know what I'm saying? And my son and my youngest son, my son because he's the youngest one, but he would at that time he was like 3, 4, so we would have to put him in a corner with an iPad because he's just out of control. But the other ones would, and then they all getting cake and stuff at the birthday. You would think my kids was a part of the birthday event, because they, they eating pizza. They, it was wild. But yeah, man, it's all about the kids, man, and that next generation. Like my daughter, for instance, this past weekend, we rented a show in Roseville, California. She came with me while my wife took the other kids to a soccer tournament, but she came and vended with me. Man, she's up there hustling. I watched her talk to this lady about buying this adult bell from us for 20 minutes. And this lady had it around her neck. She's sitting there playing with it, talking to it, and all this other kind of stuff. And I'm watching, I'm like, child, close the sale. Like, close the deal up. Like, come on. You've been watching me do this for too long. Close the deal. Right. And so then I hear the lady, she was like, okay, well, I don't want to be impulsive. So I might not. And I stood up out of my chair so fast. And I was like, no, you getting this snake. And I helped her close the deal and whatnot. Right. And so I helped her close that deal. And immediately right after that, the next person came up, man, my daughter sold a $600 snake. And I'm like, okay,
That's awesome.
You got it, man. And it was crazy because I told her I'll give you $200, and she worked this whole summer. So she had some money saved up. So as soon as right before the show was over, she walks over to the gecko booth, takes the $200 that I gave her, plus told my wife to send her $700 of her money. And she goes and drops $900 on geckos and on 3 geckos. And I'm like, what? And like, yeah. So she wants to breed geckos now. So I'm heckin' excited, man. So
that's awesome.
Sweet geckos. They are dope, man. They are dope.
That's cool.
Yeah, man. So it's all about family. Go ahead.
I love the geckos. They're just, the snakes are so easy to take care of compared to the geckos, right? So we've got a few geckos we use I got like a lychee, and I do have a breeding pair of tokays that I just like them. I've always liked tokays the way they look. I don't hold them at all. I just look at them. They'll put a hurting on you for sure.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
But yeah, the geckos are cool.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I just saw what Elias has said about the educational shows. Yeah, and that because let me see. That's how I felt about it. Is like they do that for me. It was for the love of it because they did pay for the feeders but I breed my own feeders, so they would pay for the bags of food. But they definitely, like when you got a tegu and a caiman lizard that they eat like shrimp and snail and ground turkey and all kinds of stuff, and they eat it every single day. Yeah, they get expensive.
It's a lot of work.
Yeah, oh, man.
And it's expensive.
Oh gosh, it's so much work, man. It's so much work to do.
Yeah. So I was surprised doing the shows. Like you'll do an hour show or a couple, maybe 2 shows, but getting all the animals prepped and then putting all the animals away, it's a day's worth of work, man. You are tired after that.
Yes, man. Packing them all up. And
yeah.
I had a tortoise for my educational shows that I would not, and if I knew we had a birthday party coming up on Saturday, I would not feed him from Thursday morning on. And this guy would still, as soon as he got in the car, poop all the way there and then get back in the car on the way home and poop it was just, I was like, oh my gosh, man. It's just, yeah. But it's, they do what they do, so
yeah. I got a corn snake. The corn snake we have like that. Like you could not feed him before a show. He's gonna defecate in that tub on the way to the show for sure. Yeah. Like guaranteed.
Crazy. Well,
yeah.
Tell me a little bit about the house snake stuff. Like that's a
Yeah.
little different for me. I'm not familiar with that. Like give us a rundown on those, like how you keep those, you know,
So you keep them like a colubrid. So they're a lot like colubrids,
okay.
but they act like a python. They're actually like I believe they're part of the elapid family. So they're not colubrids and they're not pythons. They're part of a different genus.
So
And
what else is in the lapids? I don't know what those are. What
like I believe it's like cobras and
oh
like
dang, okay.
boom slings, like venomous stuff. But they
Oh
aren't
wow.
venomous at all. They're not rear
Yeah.
fang. They're not venomous at all. But they're neat little snakes. I saw them first on Barchuk's channel, watching
Mhm.
his channel, and I bought I bought four of them from him. Those were the first four I got, and I I just love these things. I was like, wow, these things are small, but they act like pythons. They'll chill on your hand. They're not like flighty. When
Yeah.
you first grab them, they'll be flighty, but they're really cool, man. They would probably rank up there for me if I was somebody would have asked me like, what's the best first snake to have? A house snake, hands down. Like
Yeah.
these things are neat. They'll eat frozen thawed, usually no problem. They don't miss a meal. I have females that she laid eggs. She ate, never missed a meal, like just straight
Wow.
through. Gravid, eats, and then lays eggs, and I'll pull the eggs and feed her that same day, and she'll eat again. Like,
Wow.
and a lot of times they double clutch, so
Okay.
they will uh, you'll get like an 8 to 12 egg clutch from what I've seen, and then you'll get a smaller like 2 or 4 egg clutch later on, a few months later. So
Gotcha.
it's pretty neat. I'm working all the different albino projects right now. I just picked up Bushveld albino from Bushveld Reptiles. It's one of the cooler snakes that I've seen, man. It's a bright orange snake with like a white line down the sides of it. The
And
eyes are
that's
orange.
still a house snake too? Or okay.
Yep. Yep,
Wow.
it is. He's like he's got a lot of the different species or different morphs, I guess you'd say. And then there's some polygenic stuff with him too, where I've got one that it's an albino that shows more white than red than a normal one, and
Mhm.
I'm just gonna move forward and breeding for that trait. Just play that polygenic game and try to make that more visually appealing through generation to generation.
Yeah. Yeah, that's wild, man. That like I just like I know I love ball pythons and they're great, but I do want, like, I love having pets and stuff too. Like I said, I had all the other stuff. I still got my centipedes or my millipedes. I'll never let those go. I got two of them and they sit in here. Um, and so you keep them like a colubrid. So you bromate them for breeding as well, then, correct?
No,
Oh
no, you
no.
don't. You don't.
Okay.
These things they're pretty, like a lot of what you read about them is that they'll breed like crazy, and they will. But you just got to be careful with it because you can't overbreed them and, really age your females fast if you do overbreed them. But there's people who've talked about getting up to 3 clutches a year out of females. So, um,
Wow.
you can't overbreed them.
Yeah.
The other thing that I've learned is you can breed them too early. So they're one that they are going to lock up no matter what. If you put two of them together, they're going to lock up.
Mm,
And but you don't want to go too early because you end up with really small eggs, really small babies, and it's a pain to get them started when they're
yeah.
really small like that. Because even like a red hot pinky mouse is going to be pretty intimidating to that animal. So you got to like feed them either mouse tails or
Oh
carnivore
wow.
care through a syringe. And I've had a few that were too small, and it's trust me, it's worth waiting.
That's exactly why like Jamie, who's on here right now, her and her husband Dustin, they have, man, they got some nice hog noses. But I went by her house, um like I was telling you on the group. You wasn't on the call, but I was telling the group on the call that I went by their house, and it looks like a well-maintained pet store in there with all the cages they got in there. But the hog noses, man, they got some dope ones, but they're so small when they start off. And I'm like, I can't Like that's the part that scares me away from animals like that. Like they're just too small when they start off for me. A little too small.
That's also what scared me away from like corn snakes, because I thought back to years ago, I had a buddy who had a corn snake and he was like feeding them pinky heads. And I'm like, I don't want to be mutilating animals to feed, like it can't take a whole mouse.
Yeah,
I'm
no.
out.
Right, yeah. At that point, I'm gonna just throw you a roach because I ain't got
Yeah.
time to be cutting heads and tails off. Eat a little roach.
I tried that. I threw like crickets in with some of those smaller babies
Yeah.
just for the hell of it to see if they'd take them. And I looked in there a few days later and found dead crickets, and that was it. So they didn't eat them, but
Man, that's
But
crazy.
yeah.
So how big do those get? How big are the females
They-
and the males get?
they'll get about 3 feet max. So the females get slightly bigger than the males. I have seen that there is like a trait for like gigantism where the snake will get larger.
Right.
And I'm curious if one of my males has it, because I have a male that's just enormous. I use him for shows. But he's bigger than any female I have, and he's
Oh, wow.
a giant. And I got them all, like I said, from Bar Chuck around the same age, and he has just outgrown all of them almost by
Yeah.
double. He's probably like 3.5 feet long, but the dude's just thick, like a full grown corn snake, But yeah, I mean, they get about the size of a corn snake. They have a great food response. You put a pinky mouse in front of them, most times they're going to take it, and when they do, they wrap it like 5 times. Man, it's like nothing
Yeah.
I've ever seen. Like it's pretty dramatic.
And they're more are they more arboreal as well, or do they
No,
okay.
they're ground. I keep mine in racks, and they do well in there with the racks. I got my adults in 70 tubs actually, because that's what I had available. And
wow.
my babies I keep in like the really small
Like
sterilite tubs.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they do well in there. Throw in some cork bark for them to hide under, and they do very well. They're pretty smart too. Like you can tell there's something going on there behind the eyes compared to like a ball python. So
Yeah. Yeah. Like that's how I felt about my retic and my berm. They're always thinking about something.
Yeah. Yep.
They're processing something in there. Ball python, they just processing how to get away from you. But
Yeah.
the other ones are thinking about other kind of stuff, But
Yeah. No, it's fun, man. It's something different. I got into it initially, like, let's see if I like this, and just to have something different, because I thought if I ever want to go do Tinley or something, you got to have, you're not getting in anymore. It's just a ball python breeder ever.
Yeah.
So you got to have some diversity if you're going to want to do some of these bigger national shows.
Yeah.
So yeah, I've got that. And like I said, I plan on, there's a few different species I just love that I don't want to mass produce, but I want to work with them. I've got a Macklutz python I got from Dennis McNamara, and I absolutely love the thing. Like, I got a female from him at the last Tinley, and I love this thing. I interact with it every day, and I'm probably going to grab a male from him here at the next Tinley just so I have a breeding pair. And I got like I said, a pair of blood pythons just like that, and the Angolans. So there's a few different species here I got that I just like them, so I want to work with them.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I had a blood python in college, and she was the first and last one because she was crazy.
I got mine from Elijah over at Juggernaut.
Okay, yeah.
And I was keeping her too hot initially when I got her, so I was like in the same boat you were. I'm like, these things are crazy. It's just like everybody said. I should have listened to everybody. And I went and talked to him at the next Tinley, him and his wife, and they're like, oh, cool them down to like 84 degrees, because I had them at like ball python temps.
Okay.
And then he's like, cool them down to like 84 degrees. And I swear, man, that snake was a completely different snake as soon as I cooled it down.
Yeah.
And he said, move it to a smaller tub, because I had it in a large, like a 50 series tub.
Yeah.
And I moved her down to like an FB8 or an FB10 and turned her heat down, and totally different animal, man. She is chill now. I can take her out. I'll just carry her around at the shows. I take her and do the educational shows and show her, and
nice.
She's chill now. So That was it was close though. I was almost in the same boat you were when I first, because every time I interacted with that thing, I was bleeding.
Right, man. I'm telling you, because I always tell people I've had reptiles all my life, but me and my brother, when we lived together in college, when I in Oregon, when we were playing football out there, and we had a zoo. We had carpet pythons. I had 3 fish tanks. We had bearded dragons. We had all kinds of stuff. So like, we're college football players. You know what I'm saying? So like, the girls would come by and the homies would come by, like to see the animals sometimes, and that one was never like, she would scare people away. So it was like, yes, it was like, yeah, no, you're you can't do that. You can't scare the company away. You can't have that.
Yeah.
So we had to get rid of her. But yeah, man. But yeah, it's been, so we talked about your collection, the house snakes. I've got to look into those because I hear they come in some rad colors too. So I definitely gotta look into that.
So I just picked up a pair of greens and a pair of the blacks, and those are different species than the other ones you'll see.
Yeah.
And they are completely different temperament, man. The green I have, one of them, it will not stop biting me. And it's small, it doesn't hurt at all, but it's just like flailing around, biting me every chance it gets. And then the blacks are a little more flighty too. But if you're going to start out, look at the Cape house snakes. Those are the ones that have all the morphs, the albinos and blue-eyed, leucistic, and hypo and stuff like that. But they're just chill.
Yeah. Okay. The Cape house snake. Okay.
Yeah, brown house snake or a Cape house snake is what you're looking for.
Yeah, I have to look into those, man. Because I'm definitely like, I got to get my pet game up a little bit. Well, I'm trying not to get a bunch of pets, but I definitely, I like, man. You can't help it. Like I just can't help it, man. I just want everything, and I'm sad that when I had to sell all my pets off due to this real estate stuff. But in about 6 months to a year, I think I'm gonna start getting some more pets again for sure.
I'd say like when I first started into this, it was like I guess I never imagined having like 50 of one species. For me, it was always like, oh, I'd love to have 1 or 2 of a bunch of different species and have my own little zoo.
Right? Yeah,
it's just cool to see variety and see the differences, and they're just cool. They're cool.
Yeah. I definitely, because I even once I got rid of everything, I have this big old rack right here that everything was on. So now I'm going to move that into the rat room and store all my food and my bedding and stuff on that. And I have my wife's friend. She gave us like this big old 300-gallon those big old black tubs that people use for horse troughs and stuff that you get from supply. So she gave us that, and I'm thinking about putting it into the snake room and putting some cichlids in there, man, and just having a pond tank style. Like it definitely helped with the humidity in here, because my humidity is like 30. I'm in Reno, Nevada, in the driest state in the world. My humidity is maybe like 30% in here. So it would definitely help out with the humidity, especially with me running ambient now. And so, because I don't do belly heat at all now, so everything's on ambient. So with it being 85 in here, with that in here, it definitely boost up the humidity in here. So I'm thinking about doing that.
That's awesome, man. I was listening to that last show you guys did. You're gonna have to let me know how that ambient goes, because I have the same fears you do, and I'm looking at different ways of mitigating that with the fire. It's scary business, So I'll definitely be in touch and asking you on the calls and the Patreon, like how that's going.
For sure, man. Hit me up, because so far, all my females have been laying. We did have our very first slug of the year the other day, but I've still only been on ambient for like 3 weeks, so I think that female is going to give me that slug either way. But these females that are just now ovulating and stuff, I'm curious to see how long it's going to take them to actually give me the clutch, or go from ovulation to the pre-lay shed. See if that's takes a little bit longer or whatever. And if it does, it's going to be it's okay. Because this room gets about 85 during the day, and the lowest it gets at night is like 82.5, 83 degrees. So, and then the heater kicks back on. So it's I'm loving it so far. I'm used to working in it now. I was sweating like a dog the first week, and they're cleaning stuff. I ain't gonna lie. Now, when I'm just sitting in here like this, because I have to turn the fan off because of the show, then I turn the thermostat down to like 75 because I'm not without the fan moving the air. Oh no, that is hot in here. So,
Oh yeah.
yeah. So definitely, but yeah, man, I'll definitely keep you guys all posted about it, man. And yeah, fires it's a fear for. I mean, if it's not a fear, then you don't really love and care about the things that you got up in there. Because even if you're using heat and stuff, because I don't discourage using belly heat. I've used it for the last 5 years. But I've always thought about that, you know, what if something happens or this, that, and the other. So it's just something that's naturally going to pop.
I just went through and I moved my stuff. I used to be like in an upstairs bedroom in my house, and I moved everything down to the basement last fall for more space. And I went through and I replaced all the outlets in the room with like brand new receptacles just so I could have that peace of mind and make sure everything was kosher with the wiring. And yeah,
man, it's a must. You have to. You gotta. I mean, when you're doing that, when you're using belly heat, I feel like you gotta check on those type of things. And I know me with everything else that I got going on, like me and Mike were saying on the last episode, I ain't never once cleaned off no heat tape ever in my life. So I'm like, and my daughter now with these geckos, they do need like that. She keeps them in the house, and they need like 92-degree belly heat. And so,
oh wow,
yeah. So I gotta get. She has a V18. She has them in a V18 thing. I gave it to her. Well, she bought it from me, a V18 thing that holds 8. So I'm gonna go ahead and get her some brand new heat tape to run through it. But
wow,
you know, so yeah, just being precautious about it, man. Cautious, you know, yeah. So, but yeah, man, that's pretty much it, man. Unless you got something else you want to say to the people.
No, man. Thanks for tuning in. Saw some people out there. Appreciate the support. Appreciate you having me on. It's been fun.
Yeah, nah, man. We appreciate you for coming on, man, especially last minute like that, saving the day for us, man. And just, you know, telling us, getting to know a little bit about you, man. What I think we're going to have to do is incorporate this more with everybody in the Patreon and start getting everybody on. Maybe we'll do it like since we only go every other weekend anyway, maybe we'll go every other month and get at least 6 people on in a year or whatever from the Patreon to, you know, hear their story, you know what I'm saying, and talk to the people, get their faces out there and all that kind of stuff. We do got a big announcement. Got a big announcement coming out about SRE next year. For those that are in the top tier of the Patreon, we got a big announcement coming out for those that are in there, man. And because it's been a year, and we got some stuff on there lined up for y'all. So be on the lookout for that. But it's been great, man. Thank you for coming out. Shout out. I'm gonna tell y'all right now, for those of y'all, it's 25 of y'all in here listening. We appreciate y'all for coming on. But I'm gonna tell you something. I hope Mike is listening. And Takara, I know you listening. Mike don't do nothing. I'm gonna tell y'all that right now. So if he ever come on here and say he do anything other than talk, that man lying. Okay, but I realize now why he be always giving the wife or his wife a shout out because I ain't had to click. I ain't clicked not one button. I ain't even. My hand's been moving around free. She been all in the comments. She done did the all the ads. She did all the commercials. She came through and was clicking buttons when they needed to be clicked. So I definitely appreciate you, sis, for coming through for me tonight, having my back on that. Mike, we'll see you in 2 weeks. Chris, man, it's been a blessing and an honor to get to know you better today for this hour. Thank you for your time. Thank you for everybody in the comments for coming out. Remember, go join the Patreon. If you're not in the Patreon, or even if you are in one, come join ours too. We got a few tiers that you can join. Come be a part of the family, man. All your proceeds go into a savings account. So don't go to us. You just go into a savings account for a snake or animal that you want to buy from us and get that discount, and you're going to get a discount anyway. But that money also covers the purchase of your snake. And I just was able to experience that with Will from Will Monroe, because I've been in Will's Patreon for 2.5 years, I believe. And I just bought a snake with just Patreon money. I ain't had to come up with nothing. It was just, you know what I'm saying? So that it's a good feeling. So, but yeah, man, come hang out with us. Come join the family. Come for the good times. Stay for the family. And we love y'all, man. Y'all have a good one. Be blessed out there. It's your boy, man. We'll holler at y'all. Peace out.
With Mike and Mac, we lead the way. In the reptile world, we're here to stay. Double clutch where passion meets. From the start to the top, you can't be beat. Double clutch, with Mike and Mac. Double clutch, it's where it's at. Double clutch, we lead the pack. Double clutch, always on track. With Mike and Mac, we lead the way. In the reptile world, we're here to stay. Double clutch where passion meets. From the start to the top, we can't be beat. Double clutch, with Mike and Mac. Double clutch, it's where it's at. Double clutch, we lead the pack. Double